Arrendor is on the brink of upheaval. For centuries, the clan struggled against giants until 400 years ago, when dragons crossed the Great Sea, forcing them to unite and build the 10 Bastions. As the threat faded, the clans fractured into the 10 Kingdoms, and all but the last Bastion were abandoned. As ancient calamities stir and darkness rises in the east, my 4 champions must rise up to unite the kingdoms, restore the Bastions, uncover their secrets, and stand against this darkness as a declaration of war.
Calagon Dör. I will discover the secrets of my lineage and cement my legacy as one of the greatest adventurers of all time.
Cleave still in here. The migration of the dragons forced the migration of peoples and beasts, which brings death. We're all invasive species now. I won't let us become extinct ones.
The name's Rodrick Elwood, the voice of this generation, and the greatest performer in lore. Oh, and you should see me with a bow.
And I, Arlyn Dursalai, searching for my father's sword, Trident, to bring justice to these lands. Together, we are the 4 Horsemen.
And this is Divine Inspiration.
Hello and welcome back.
Yeah!
Part 2,
Yeah, we're gonna do it!
Good to be back in the seat. Where we last left off, quite simply, honestly, last session was a pretty straightforward one, I'd say. After making their way to Rudon Village, getting to befriend, if you could call it that, some of the locals here, such as the members of the Waking Dawn, including Rowan, Ira, Iman, Radek, and so on. They were able to meet with one other character named Oz, a local shopkeep of sorts, who seems to be hiding something underneath the city. And immediately, they were interrupted by a very, very familiar horde of goblins. Having faced these goblins alongside Radek, Ira, and Rowan, our fellow party members here were all able to come out on top with a victory under their belt. However, not unscathed, as Rodrick was the first of our party to officially go down unconscious, being brought back, funny enough, by Rumgar with a good berry. After that, some of the new allies were able to pummel a creature known as a warg until it was knocked unconscious. And this group of adventurers has decided that they seem to want to take on the unusual task of taming, or at least finding some way to use this warg as a mount. And so as everybody stands amongst the dirt, the leaves, the shrubbery, the tall trees, and now the streaks of goblin blood, you find yourselves standing shoulder to shoulder with the very strong, very powerful dragonborn known as Radek, as he walks his way back, leaving you all just standing right outside the gates of Rudon Village with an unconscious warg.
Is he the one that gave us money?
He did give you money.
It's much appreciated. Thank you, mate.
Thank you. We appreciate the compensation.
Hand over the shoulder, no real need for any further words.
What's the least he could do? I died for him. Almost.
Well, yes, you did. Thanks to our beloved new friend, Rumgar, you are still alive.
Rumgar, good?
Thank
Good
you,
job,
Rummy.
Rumgar.
Very good. Very good.
You know, I
Yes.
have newfound respect for you, Rumgar. Thank you.
But you gotta stop running right into the middle of battles.
Yes.
That's a good reason. If he had fallen down and you were watching from outside the battle, then you'd want to go in and help him. But we don't want to just be in the middle of fighting all the time. It's very dangerous.
It's actually
It is
not a
important
bad
to have
idea.
tactic. What were you saying, Calagon?
Have Rumgar just have good berries, and whenever we go into battle, he can just monitor
That is
and
not
be
a
our little
terrible
healer.
idea.
Where does Rumgar get a tactic?
Did Rumgar get any money?
Tactics are just
No
ideas.
tactic.
You have to make sure you know what you're going to do
don't believe
first.
so.
Rumgar. Attack.
So, this is where you get your tactic. Before we go to face a battle, it might be important for us to have at least a brief plan.
So we will talk, and so we know what we're going to do.
I'm going to take out 2 silver that I got and hand it to Rumgar. You didn't get any money.
Well, that
This
was
is
very
for your-
nice of you.
He takes the
Calagon.
2
It's
and
for your good
in his
doing.
2 new pockets that he has underneath his armor,
That's right, with the
he
lit
tucks them away.
coins
Are we keeping
inside.
track of how much money we've given this kid? We got to have that written somewhere.
I gave him a lot of money.
Yeah,
You gave him a
yeah,
lot of
you-
money? I don't know.
I gave him 2 copper. I know that. Just
I'll
2
be
copper.
completely honest, I do not recall how much money you gave Rumgar.
I think I gave him 5 gold.
I think he did.
Oh, no, I gave him
Knowing
4
Rumgar,
copper.
if
4
he
copper.
enjoys
That's
having
crazy.
coin, he will find more coin other places. So we might see his gold stash one day. Not even know where
Yeah.
he got it from.
True.
Useful little
So-
bag of holding.
Gentlemen, how are we going to tame this beast?
Cleave,
Mhm.
you're pretty good with animals, are you not?
The best.
I am, but best as I can tell, it's starting to feel like a lot of the things we are interacting with may not even be animals. I don't know how well versed you are in all the wildlife of, well, the world, but there are a lot of things that seem like animals that aren't quite it. And I tried to get a see if I knew what this was, but I've never encountered a warg before. I don't.
As he's talking, I'm like side-eyeing Calagon.
There's other things. There's aberrations and monsters and all these other. There's part somethings. You know, it may not be an animal. It didn't respond to me. The squirrels did. They're
We're
animals.
talking about the warg.
the warg, yeah.
So you don't
Um,
think you'd be able to figure out how to...
Well, I'm still interested in. I study all creatures. Yeah, I just. I've had this nice little cheat for the last 2 days where I could just talk to him for the first time, and I was very excited about it. This is gonna be a longer process. The old-fashioned way.
Well, if you can't communicate with it, the new way that you can, perhaps we'll just sick our pals on it again. A couple of times of that, it'd probably learn its lesson. Stop
Wait,
trying to bite me,
Wait
right?
a minute.
That doesn't usually work.
don't think
It did stop when you started to try to speak to it. It was confused. So maybe it did hear you. It just maybe doesn't completely understand you.
Different languages could be that.
That's true.
Could be that.
Do you think maybe the confusion was why it tried to rip me apart limb from limb?
Do I know if
Nope.
orcs can speak languages?
I
You
know
know what
it's
I'm
a
really
different
asking?
week, but you just technically rolled for
For not knowing if it was an
knowledge
animal.
of wargs.
Oh, I see.
No, because I did say you were not specifically familiar with wargs within the culture and how they would interact with.
Okay.
Each other and other
but you
beings.
said I knew just like that they were. Maybe not.
Well, perhaps. What about the stable keeper? Maybe he knows a little bit more about these creatures. I mean, we're not from here, but he is. So maybe he knows more
Yeah.
information about them
He could.
specifically.
Maybe they're valuable enough to trade. Maybe our new friend Oz has some knowledge on these creatures.
To trade the creature alive, or to trade it
No,
parceled
alive.
out for me.
No, that's not what he does. It's not his business. This one's already broken. It's not as if it's a wild one. It just would require somebody that knows something more
Retraining.
about it.
Yes, retraining upon the knowledge of this.
If there's a particular
Creature.
way that people handle this creature, he might know it.
Well, at least we know that it does respond well to a goblin, correct?
To what?
To a goblin.
To a goblin? Yeah.
Yeah, I can disguise myself as a goblin.
I don't
and-
know if that'd be a good idea walking in here as a goblin.
Yes, but I mean, I could let everybody know that it's me.
In a controlled situation.
Yeah, I could be a goblin that sings.
Hey, isn't
They'll
the
know.
town burning?
We look back. Arlyn looks back, and what do I see?
There's definitely smoke on the horizon as you look up and you note that something at least, if not actively, definitely was burning.
As a matter of fact, Cleave. Yes. Maybe we should go see what's going on there. But what do we do about the body here?
Yeah, maybe this is a for later problem.
We can't just leave it
Maybe
here.
one of us
Oh, we can tie it up.
stay. And
What about the
yes,
chains?
My dad's chains? Well, this will be sure we come back for it.
Yes. But
the
what
only
do we
thing he
tie
left
it
me.
to?
Well, maybe there's a post nearby. Or a tree. There's plenty of trees nearby. I could see multiple of them. Why don't we tie it to a tree?
Yeah, we could do that. Right? Are there multiple trees nearby?
Oh yeah, there's a ton. So whatever you can see out here.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry for everybody at home who can't see the map
Yeah.
currently. We're still working on it.
There's,
So-
there's
on
some
that,
trees
the
inside the
ones-
gate, though. I'll do that.
but
But
there
these
are
are
plenty
all
of
cut
trees
down.
around.
These are all actual trees, right?
So yes, the ones directly around are cut down, but many of them are still like pretty long,
okay.
like stumps.
Okay.
So do we drag it into the forest and tie it up, or do we keep it here next to the city?
Are there not? So there's not trees inside. There's not full.
I think we should just bring it straight to Oz.
There are some
He's not
longer
far.
stumps, but the only trees aren't like right around here.
Yes,
but there are
he's
some
not
further
awake,
down.
and we don't know
Well,
his demeanor when he
let's-
wakes.
Let's drag it in the direction of
We should bring Oz here.
of Oz.
Yes.
We could. Well, if we're gonna tie it up,
Well,
we can just drag it closer
tie
to him, so
let's
it's
use
easier.
the chains. Let's tie it on the saddle that it's wearing, right, Tristan?
Yeah, this thing
Yeah,
has.
let's
has
tie it
full
on the
bit
saddle.
bridle.
And armor that it's wearing, or whatever it has on. And one of us will keep watch, or two of us will keep watch, as the other two go and find Oz.
Well,
And
so
maybe
it's-
along the way you can tell us what's going on inside the burning village.
It doesn't look like it's burning. I see smoke, but I don't see flame.
Well, I guess I'm not too
There
worried
was an
about it,
explosion
given the
sound,
fact
wasn't
that
there?
yes, it was, but Rodrick didn't seem to really mind it.
Yeah. So since we know Oz, should we go get him and you guys can?
That's a good idea, yes.
He said goblin invasions aren't uncommon, and there was an explosion in the village, and he said, "Whoopsie daisy." Not sure.
Verbatim.
I don't know how I feel about this place. It's a little unsettling for me. Maybe it's just not my pace, if you will.
Well, it's a fortress full of adventurers that skilled in battle. We don't have to take everything on our own shoulders.
I mean, not everything has to be an adventure. Not all violence has to be an adventure. Adventure could be frolicking through the roses and smelling one just to have a good day. That could be an adventure too, right, Cleave?
Well, maybe we will have that type of an adventurer eventually.
I've been tying the thing up, at least like its legs together this whole time we've been talking.
Okay.
Since
Just drag this thing around.
yeah.
Cool.
So,
I'll follow
let's
you.
go in and find Oz. So I start leading the way inside of Rudon.
Okay. Sounds good.
What do we see, Game Master?
Ooh, I will show you exactly what you see as I describe it to yous. There we are. Perfect. Directly following the path, you watch as the pathway winds very, very little directly to where you can make out the large, misty mountain over towards the, well, from here, it's actually the south side that seems to tower over the entirety of this village. There are workers already at pace, just working throughout the day, having started, and largely seemingly ignoring all of the hubbub that seems to have just ensued from you guys all fighting the goblin army outside their city gates. There aren't a tremendous amount of people out and about, but you can definitely make out citizens here and there. Primarily what you can see, however, is that those who are out and about are largely just construction workers.
Can I stop like a citizen that's walking?
Are you coming with us?
Okay.
Me? I thought it was.
Well, me and Calagon are going. Are you staying with Cleave, or are you coming with us?
Are we staying by the warg?
No.
He is.
we're
Well,
dragging
he is.
it.
You're-
I think in the
you're
meantime, you and I are
holding
just
him. I thought
dragging
we were
it.
tying it up
we're trying
outside.
to get
We're gonna bring
Oz
Oz.
to bring him
Yeah,
out
correct.
to the ward.
So you guys are able to go faster because I'm over here hog tying it and then dragging it to like a tree or something.
Okay.
Closer to
Can I see people just from the entrance of the place?
Oh yeah,
I can
for
still-
sure.
Okay, so I'll stay by Cleave as he's dragging, but I'm just gonna approach somebody by the entrance of the building that seems to be just going about their day like nothing ever happened,
Okay.
and I'm gonna ask them, "Did you not hear the commotion outside?"
You stop this woman with like high-waisted skirt, this very elegant blouse tied up with blue ribbon at the collar, and you can see that her hair is largely held up in this like neater, messy bun with 2 strands of hair coming down, brown, kind of slightly curled out at the side. I did. Is everything okay?
Well, I mean, everything's fine now, but you're just going about your day like nothing ever happened.
Well, yes, that's as they've instructed us.
David, who instructed you?
Well, these Waking Dawn members.
Have they?
Yes, of course.
How did they become the ones that are allowed to tell you what to do?
Well, they're not quite, but to my understanding, as it so happens, Mayor Rudon was in direct affiliation, I believe, with one of their guild leaders, and they're kind of what this area is built off of.
So they've just instructed you to go about your day, let them solve all the issues, and you don't have to worry about anything.
Well, have you heard the bells?
I did hear the bell, the last one before the goblin invasion.
Yes, they give us warning.
And what do? Do you just keep going about your day? Do you hide in your houses?
I mean, we hide away for a time, of course, but as we see the adventurers returning, it seems... She kind of looks you up and down and then notices, like, the massive bloodied patch of the gnarled remains of your shirt on your side. She's...
Yep.
Seems to turn out all right in the end.
Yes, I mean... I think you should be more vigilant as you walk around this town. The explosion, the goblins, everybody. It just seems like you're putting a lot of trust in this guild, and I fought alongside them. I was actually the one that fought the most. I died for you, and I came back.
Here's Rodrick. Rodrick Riz. That's what I'm gonna call him.
So I just wanted to tell you, just be careful. Yeah, as you continue to go about, to and fro in this town, just be careful, because I'm not so sure they're strong enough to give you the proper protection that you deserve.
Just kind of confused for a time, looks down and looks up at you and just kind of, as will I be.
Yes, but there is one name that might give you the proper protection. If you would do it for me and spread it around town. Can I whisper something in your ear?
Make a persuasion check.
So weird.
Random stranger.
Why, Rodrick? Why?
That one.
Oh, not one!
Dice never lie.
I don't think my husband would take too kindly to that.
Okay,
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry.
And she just darts off.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Oh no!
I think she thought I had different intentions. I just wanted to tell her about our party, but that's fine.
You see Cleave
about
dragging
to say-
a warg towards you.
And my injury we specified was on my arm. I'm like, Rodrick, can you help?
I am helping my own way, Cleave.
And as
I'm
we're
at 3 HP. This thing is an arm. The arm is like all gone. Just like,
Ugh. As we're walking over to Oz, I look around at all the workers and everything. After all this chaos just ensued, explosions, battle, all that, I look at Calagon and I go, seems like a normal occurrence around here.
Definitely a few glares still as people notice the warg dragging in. But it would seem that people walking in bloody don't seem completely out of the norm.
It does seem like everyone's kind of used to this. And I'm also noticing a lot of construction. Is this a constant thing? Is this a new build? Is this a rebuild? Kind of
That
curious.
is very true. You know, in a way, it sort of reminds me of home.
How so?
I mean, I come from Valewood. It's also hidden, also in the woods, also a town full of adventurers. I feel like it was pretty normal there to see an adventurer coming back bloodied from battle.
Was there always construction in your village as well?
That... No, not quite. But maybe so now after the destruction.
Maybe Oz can give us more answers than we think.
That is a great idea. Yes.
Rumgar tugs at you. Is blood weird?
What?
Is blood weird?
Is blood weird?
Well, no, not necessarily. We all have it, right? But technically, when you see blood, it gives off the idea that we are in danger.
Why do you ask, Rumgar?
If bad to see people with blood. Blood bad?
Some people might think so,
Weird?
but when we are the protectors around here, that's pretty normal for us. It doesn't sway us one bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've got this, Rumgar. Here, stick close. I didn't even know you were following us.
This time,
It's like
you
digs into
knock
your
on
leg.
his door. I
No
don't want to
problem.
make Oz mad.
So do we get close to the door?
Yeah, for sure. It's like one of the first buildings in town,
Oh,
and there
perfect.
aren't many buildings in this town, luckily.
Perfect. So as we walk, I see the trap door that we hadn't knocked on before. I go, not that one. And we walk straight to where we know the actual door is, and
The
give a
window
good
is
knock.
open this time, but as you kind
Oh.
of turn the corner,
I say, Mr. Oz.
turns around, Ozma. Hi.
We've returned. There's something we'd like you to see.
Uh-huh.
Over by the entrance, we have a creature of some kind.
All right.
And we would love some information on it and see if you know anything about it.
You watch as he, like, lowers his goggles in front of his face for a second, looks around at something below, pulls them back off, messes with his eyes for a moment, and pushes the door open at the side of the shop. And he walks out to just, like, direct, clear visual of the work. What are you doing with that?
Well, it is unconscious, and we said we would get our own mounts.
What? Okay.
Is this worth anything?
Yes. Of course it's worth something.
What is it worth?
How many horses do you think this?
How many horses is it worth?
Or maybe not horses. I believe we need something that would help us traverse the desert.
Well, I did see this.
Rodrick, what are you doing? He
just
sneaked
showed
up
up
on
on-
me again.
The warg is there.
Yeah, if we see it from afar. We haven't walked there yet. He keeps sneaking up on me.
Well,
Look, Mr. Oz,
yes.
I saw this creature run, and it ran through the sand almost as if the sand it glided through it, like it was made for it.
It's one of the better ones out there. It's not quite as good for sand necessarily, but definitely on rocks and hard ground, I'd say.
Huh. Is it possible to train?
Well, you can train anything. You can train a person if you wanted to, but it's just not fun.
Can you do it?
Of course I can.
How long would it take?
He looks at it, kind of backs away for a second. Not really one to train orgs on the regular. I'd normally say 6 to 10 weeks for like a horse, 15 plus on a warg, but
Don't have that kind of time.
this one's already broken in. How much is it worth to you?
What?
Huh. Well, how much is the warg worth? What if we provided it for trade?
For?
For what?
For what?
For horses!
You just want
Well,
Wait a minute. would you accept this? We'll call it a gift for you to keep. All it would be for you to train it, and then it becomes your currency, your product, just in exchange for a rental for our 4, whatever you were going to give us before.
Wait, rental to rent horses.
It's not horses, Rodrick.
It's to rent
Roderick's-
those creatures,
Yeah.
Horses do not traverse the desert.
the sand creatures.
Yes,
Right.
those.
Yeah, we rent 4 sand creatures. We bring them back to you as well, and you get to keep this one.
Do these sand creatures have a name? Or you just call them sand creatures?
There are a few different sand creatures. It depends how much you're paying.
We're
Gosh,
paying
it's-
1 warg.
This is what we got. We need to get through the desert. You
What
do
do
the
we
math. And you tell us what we need to do.
He looks around at you. Okay. Sandwalker's your best bet, but I don't know about all of you. He kind of starts running the numbers for a second. Truth be told, for a warg, full kit, bit bridle and saddle, probably charge around $450. Sandwalkers for the 4 of you plus labor. And he kind of looks down at Rumgar for a second. 510.
510.
The labor was what, to pick it up?
In part, yeah.
Oh, we haven't got
Wait,
time
did
for
he
that
say-
anyway. Why don't we just go there?
Wait,
We save there too.
1 second. Did he say 510? Is that what you said?
That's right.
510 what?
Plus the warg?
Wait, 510 what?
The ward is $450, and he would charge $510 for the sandwalkers. So the difference would be $60, if I'm doing
Or
math
60
right.
gold.
60 what is what he's asking.
60 gold.
60. Okay, so you're talking in gold, correct?
Yes, of course.
So 60 gold would be the difference of the warg and the horses. Or the sandwalkers, whatever
that's
you
right.
call them.
Listen,
But we're renting.
we're not renting. I don't want to rent.
I don't really
I want to
do
own.
rental.
I thought that's what you were doing in the first place.
Mm-mm.
No? I thought
I've
we
been
were
around a
more.
couple markets here and there, and I know if you present somebody to something and say, how much is it worth? And they know that you don't know anything about it, they're not going to give you the full value for it. So I do believe that this would be an equal trade. And I think you're holding out on us.
I don't necessarily believe wargs are a common mount.
Especially
have.
already one trained with its armor.
They're certainly not the most uncommon. That being said, with the kit, it's not bad, but I suppose you'd probably need a kit to go along with each of your mounts as well, now wouldn't you?
Well, depends.
We got a kit guy.
Yeah.
You just provide us with the horse and we'll figure the rest out. Or the sandwalker. And we'll figure the rest out.
Easy enough.
Do we have a... I'm going to... We have a kit guy.
Make a persuasion check.
I look at Rodrick, I say, we'll figure it out.
If we get the part, you know, and never mind. Persuasion 10.
10. Says, you do the work and I'll take those terms.
So we get the kit for the sandwalkers, and it's an even trade.
So
Even
four-
trade
What do you guys think?
to own.
To own 4 sandwalkers for
So
our one,
4 sandwalkers for 1 warg. And we
we provide
get
the kits.
our friend,
our
kit.
Kit
Yeah.
guy.
the kit guy,
The kit guy.
The kit guy.
to
Yes.
make the saddles for us, which he already promised. Custom embroidered saddles for
Mhm.
us.
The 4 sandwalker men.
Kind of
He's just
looks
like-
around at you all a little bit puzzled. Okay.
The only issue is time. How long
technically-
is it going to take?
Technically,
Takes however long it's going to take you guys to find him.
Calagon would be a sandwich.
That's right. I forgot. We have to find him. What?
Repeat yourself.
I'm sorry. No, continue
Send
talking.
wizard.
to him. I just-
I'm a wizard, not a witch. How dare you?
The sandwich.
How far are these sandwalkers?
Honestly, they're kind of all around the place. If you really know how to look, then they're not too hard to find. They find themselves most active at dawn, but it's really just a matter of how you draw them out.
And you're going to help us.
Wait, what do you mean help us? He has to provide them for us.
That's what I'm kind of getting at.
No,
I thought you
he's-
had to go
he
to
was-
another city where you keep them. You have to catch them?
He
How do you
he
sell
wants
things you don't
us
even
to
have?
catch him.
Yeah, he's selling us things.
Why do you even have a shop?
I suppose he's selling the skill and knowledge to retrieve them. And experience, I suppose.
Well, when can you have them for us?
He wants
Time
us
is-
to go get them.
Time is money.
I
He
know.
wants us to go
He
get
wants
them.
us to go get them.
Oh, sir.
I'm sorry,
Do
would
you
you
even-
like to search all of the sands for a creature that hides in the sand, blends in with the sand, digs underneath the sand, and looks like sand?
That's what we're paying you for.
We want a guarantee, and from what it sounds like, you know a roundabout idea.
You wait a minute. You were gonna get wild creatures, and then when were you gonna break them in?
He said 15 weeks.
That's for a warg.
And for a sand castle.
And cast.
Looks down for a second. For one of those, practically no time at all. Just don't take them into combat.
What happened to them in combat?
Practically, we came to you because
Get
we're
him to
short
shut
on
up.
time and we have to get somewhere. This is entire endeavor. Throw it out the window. I would like to sell you this work. 450 gold, please.
I agree with Cleave. We should just sell it and find our own way.
Let's do it. Maybe we'll find some sort of sand caravan.
He looks around. There is a 0% chance that I, as a salesperson, will buy your product at 450 gold if I were to sell it at 450 gold.
Very well.
You're
Well,
going
well,
to
be
train it
careful.
and
Take it
sell it
away.
for more.
Well, Rodrick, before the problem is if we want to, we don't.
He looks around at you.
Judging from.
I'll take the chains with it.
Whoa.
Oh,
It's okay. Wait. No. He didn't mean that.
He didn't mean that clean. Didn't mean that clean.
That's his father's. That's his father.
That's his father's chains.
A deeper look. 500
So he believes. 500 for just the chains.
for the chains and the warg.
We don't even know if he has the money. For all we know, he might have to go find the money.
He might send us to go find the money.
We all laugh in character.
Pulls down his goggles.
I'm laughing in character.
Pulls down his goggles, ignoring everything else, and singularly focused now. As he starts like getting way too close to you, like brushing past the doorway of where he was, and kind of like rolling up on you, Cleave. 500 for the chains.
500 just for the chains.
He must know something about these.
Are you my brother that you should value my father's chains as highly as I do?
I am
Rodrick,
not.
when shall we tell him?
What do you know?
What do you think?
What do you suspect?
He's got me
I
convinced.
suspect that's a lot of chain.
I'm almost there.
Well, they're just large chains. It's like 10 feet of chains. And you want to pay 500 gold for them. So, who told you about my father's chains? Why do you
Nobody
know
told me
this?
about your father's chains.
I lean in real close. I'm just like, what do you know or suspect about the secrets of my father's chains?
I don't know anything about the secrets of your father's chain. What does that
Then
mean?
why would you pay 500 gold for just 10 feet of chain?
He kind of looks at it. No way, that's 10 feet.
What is
And it's 30.
it? It's 30 feet of chain?
Yeah.
Is that what it's been?
Yeah.
I thought it was just chains that the links were this big, but it's like 10 feet long.
No, it's absurd in all
I think I
fronts.
have written in my notes that I have
Sorry,
written.
no.
It is this big.
I was definitely
30 feet
I was
long.
definitely with you. That's what I was envisioning in my head.
Me too.
Okay, it's 30
Definitely
feet
30
of
feet long.
still
Of,
that
like,
big length,
Thick- yeah.
How's he
Okay.
carrying that?
I don't know. Well, they are significantly lighter than normal chains.
No,
the
that's fine that they're
biggest
light
scarf.
up, but there's freaking
It is
so
a
much of
massive scarf, and then it goes around his arms.
That's pretty sick. 500 gold
500 gold
Is
for
it-
just chains.
for chains.
And you won't buy the animal that is within your actual business model?
My business model is buying and selling things. And he says that does count as a thing. However,
This is just a pawn shop?
Essentially, yes.
I thought you were an animal specialist.
Hold on.
Kenneth
I thought
stops
you
for
were
a
a
Wait a
second.
minute.
spirit.
You
I thought you were
beat
my
that
brother.
animal. Says, listen here, brother. You don't beat up an animal and then try to sell it to somebody.
Nah, it'll be fine. I'll give it a good bit.
The animal literally has dagger stabs.
I say, Cleave. I look real close at Oz. I say, this salesman,
I got the good berry up to his mouth. I'm like,
the salesman confessed to never pay full price for an item that he is trying to buy so that he could resell. So maybe he knows a little bit more about the chains than he's alluding to. I suppose it's worth much more than 500. Or we can take it to a specialist. Find out a little bit more about your father's chains.
well, I know much about my father's chains,
Do you? Yes, you do.
but but what does he know? He shouldn't know so much.
Leave him with me and I'll get you your mounts.
I think we need to have a discussion, guys.
Let's
I don't
have a
know.
discussion.
Do you mind if we come back in an hour?
Fine. Closes the door behind him.
Yeah, this isn't. Yeah, we're not.
I don't like
We're not
that
doing
guy.
this.
I don't like him.
Hey,
We gotta
actually,
find
I have a
another way.
confession to make.
What?
I've known
You
for some
know,
time that these are not my father's chains.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wait, you've known this whole entire
Wait a
time?
minute.
No, not the whole time. At first, it just felt plausible. But the more I realized that probably wasn't my father's temple, this is the thing. I haven't seen my father in 2 years.
Hmm.
I haven't seen my family in quite some time. And even though the brief period where I actually believed it ended, they started to mean something to me. Because it felt
well,
like
now we're
he had
getting
left them
very
to me.
sad. Cleave in the middle of a negotiation.
Oz pops his head out of the window now. 600. 600 gold. Final offer.
I am
I'm gonna-
going to put my finger on his forehead and push him
Beat
back.
me to it.
and
I was
push
about
him
to
back
mage
in.
hand his whole head back into the.
I'm literally just.
So
I say, okay.
they don't have quite the sentimental value to me that I'm selling him.
Yes.
But something within that temple where we gained our powers and it did all the things that it did, and there's so many more questions to ask, Dör,
Mm.
these have a place that may do something greater.
Well, did Dör say
Right.
anything about those chains when we met
And
him?
he knows something, honestly, I don't know.
Yes.
It doesn't feel right getting rid of him.
I never asked him about him.
What if we forcefully get the information out of him?
Not to say that hasn't crossed my mind. I just don't think we should stir up any animosity inside this village.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be inside the village.
Not that that hasn't crossed my mind,
This
but
is,
there must be a better way.
Tristan.
Tristan.
I'm talking specifically.
Oh,
to
you just said it in Arlen's voice. I was very
I didn't.
confusing.
Tristan.
Tristan.
How much does Arlyn know about the identify spell? Coming from
You'd
Vailwood.
have to know that it exists, I'd say.
Okay. Perfect. I have seen an ability that mages use in action. Maybe we can find someone that is specialized in magic, that is experienced, that can cast a spell to help give us all of the secrets of these chains. He seems extremely adamant,
I mean,
as he's probably looking through the window.
Literally, you see him just like resting on his fist like this. He says, "Won't find him."
Why are you still here?
Why are you still here? 600.
Well, the thing is,
Maybe
I
if we
wanna
stand here a
step-
little longer,
I wanna
the
step
price
10 more
continues
feet
to increase.
to the side and keep whispering. I stand by what I said before. He can't get us our mounts soon enough for them to make our journey faster.
Yes, I agree.
And
definitely.
we're not hurting for money. If we
Well,
really needed 600
yes,
gold right now,
yes,
that'd
but
be one thing.
perhaps for
But
600
it is 600 gold.
600 gold could probably get us the mounts from somewhere else. Maybe a shop more reputable.
Correct.
I believe Oz told us that there isn't such
Oz
area.
lies. I
He does.
don't trust him.
Is there a local tavern here or some place that everyone meets up that we can maybe search out a person to search out a person that could maybe know that spell, or is there a common ground where everyone in this village meets and
Well, why don't we
socializes?
maybe
Perhaps their guild hall.
Well,
That's
this-
where the most powerful people would be.
this might be a little far-fetched based on our first conversation. Maybe Iman or Vadid are able to know a way to cast this spell.
That's a good point.
Well,
But
Iman didn't seem to be one that likes magic. He cut through it like a blade cuts through
Yes,
butter.
but we do know that his brother, which we have yet to meet,
I just have
knows
this
how
feeling
to
that
do
we're
it.
supposed to be farther along on this journey than we are.
I feel like we're always going to feel that way, Calagon.
Also,
But we know where to go. We just
maybe
can't find a way to get there.
Do we?
Well, maybe we do sell the chains and we
he
just
told us where to go.
Well, yes, but we don't know
Oh,
How
we
get
can
there?
traverse that desert. We
That's what I
just
just said.
came from traversing that desert. It is not that simple on foot.
you know, I think we're putting a lot of weight to this town, to those chains. We have been sent out on mission, and we've been blessed with certain artifacts that may lead us closer to executing that mission. Right now, we seem to be penniless, so perhaps.
We could still sell him the war. He's just saying he's not going to take 450 gold.
He'll take
Yes.
300.
I'm gonna walk the 10 feet back to his shop and knock on the window.
Welcome.
How much for the wool?
Trader gold.
Gold.
As is,
As is.
150.
Oh,
Insane.
What if I could heal it right in front of your eyes?
200.
What if I could ride it right in front of your eyes?
then we wouldn't need
That's just
a
weird.
mount.
That's is that enough? That's not enough for horses.
Well, there aren't horses anywhere to be found around here. Well, not according to him.
Well,
He
what
has
about?
to go get 'em.
But what about
Well,
my
there
first
are
plan?
horses, they're just not for sale, I'd imagine.
You said you would take this for 450 in a trade.
I said I would sell it at 450, but I would be willing to trade for all of the materials, the efforts, and the knowledge enabled to help you get your mounts within a reasonable time.
How
Good
about...
stuff.
Are you a gambling man?
I try not to be anymore.
Say a little wager.
Good stuff.
How little
You
is
sell
little?
it to us for 300. Or we'll sell it to you for 200. We'll flip a coin. You
How
got
is this a
coin?
wager? What do I get out of it?
Well, you get a ward for 200, which we weren't going to sell it to you for. Or, you know, if you win. But if you lose, then we get the 300 that we think we deserve for it.
And you still make a profit.
And you still make a profit.
I don't know how many people are buying beat up wargs.
A beat up warg will heal.
Just takes time. Time and training.
Why
which you
not?
said you have
I'm going to pull a coin out
much
of
of.
the bag that I just received.
He puts his hand out to inspect it. Looks it over for a time.
Heads or tails?
He looks at you, looks at himself, raises his little rat tail. I'll take tails.
Tails it is. Prestidigitation, no matter what, it's going to show heads.
Make
Looks like you
a
lost.
sleight of hand check.
True, because what do you need
Because
to cast
you do need to
prestidigitation?
cast it. And
Do you need vocal
then
components and all that?
you need to make sure that, you're
Yeah.
doing everything without
Vocal?
being noticed.
I just toss it
I
super
think
high in the
prestidigitation
air
is
so
just
everyone
semantic.
looks up at the coin.
Okay.
But what about your idea?
I was gonna cast minor illusion on it. I had the same idea.
He
Oh.
had the same idea, but he was going to cast
Can I
minor
get
illusion.
advantage then since we're both... No, I'm just...
It also might be possible that...
No, I would say that still keeps it flat. It just makes it more realistic because you guys are just two people now that could get caught.
Yeah.
Oh, there is a verbal.
But,
There is a verbal.
but while
is.
you are pulling the physical aspect of the trick, he could be in the back.
So I can give him advantage and not do it? I don't
mean,
know.
Hey, you done flipped it.
I rolled a 12.
Okay, that's not terrible actually. So he looks down on it.
I win. That'll be 300 for the ward.
Fine, but it includes the saddle.
Okay.
Fair trade.
Fair trade. And we'll be out of your hair. 300, please.
The offer still stands.
Yes, we
We'll
know.
get it. We'll get it assessed and bring it back. If-
10 gold and I'll assess it for you.
How can there's this conflict of interest
yeah,
here.
conflict of interest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
he's
is.
right.
That
300
is
gold
one
and we'll
thing
be on
that
our
I
way.
do not mess with. The quality of my products is always a must, and I assure you that whatever quality comes through here has to be top notch. If it's not of high quality, I won't buy it.
Well, we understand it's of high quality, but you could convince us it's of lesser quality than it actually is.
As you said, you are a salesman.
I will get it assessed and I'll bring it back to
One
you. We'll
gold,
come
I'll
back.
assess it.
That doesn't change.
It doesn't change anything. I don't.
problem-
I say,
honestly,
men,
Fine.
300 gold, please. Fair and
Pulls-
square.
Pulls up behind the counter for a second. You hear some rattling, some locking, and some shuffling. Eventually comes up with a small baggie. All right. He says, pull it into the shop.
Cleave? With his big old arm. I'll count the money.
If
Drops
we're
it
not
in
going
your
across town or anything right now, like on the, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'll bring it in. Should I? You know what? I'll before I drag it in, I'm gonna rub just 2 good berries directly onto my wounds, and just to show that they physically heal on the spot a little bit. And then I'll hold out. What do I have left? Like 4, something like that. I'll hold out like 2 or 3 more. And should I wake him up now? After I drag him in. So I show him that it heals, then I drag it in.
Please.
All right. And I'll take 2, and I'll rub them on its wound right
He
there in front of him.
takes a step back, and you see he starts kind of fiddling with some racks off to the side, and you can hear the clanging of glass. And eventually he comes up with a small vial and just holds it at his side.
All right. So yeah, heal it for 2 HP. Wait, it's currently tied with the chains that he wants?
You have rope, don't you?
I thought I had. Yeah, I think I had tied it with rope.
Yeah, I think you have. Yeah,
okay,
that's
okay,
fine.
Cool.
You watch as you feed this thing, and immediately you hear this. And with one just crash of this glass, you watch as it immediately just dies back down
Nice.
and falls into a slumber.
Wow.
Yes, well.
Very impressive.
Pleasure doing business with you.
men.
You don't sell
speak
rope
to
by
you.
any chance, do you?
I sell everything.
We could use some of that, whatever that just
You
was.
sell everything.
I sell everything other than useless consumables on average. But
How much
I
is a vial of
know
that?
people. So a vial of that.
I'll say 300 gold.
Similar.
We can come back to resume business with him once we've figured out more about the chains.
Fair
Man,
enough. Won't find my goods anywhere else.
I was hoping, if anyone sells something I've been looking for some time, he'd have a net.
Net. Of course I have net.
I mean, a replacement for my rope first, and then a net would be great. If that's all right, spending our new money with you.
He looks around. $2 gold
For the lot,
for the net.
and for the rope,
Looks.
a good 50 feet.
You can take back your rope. That's fine.
It's tied up. I mean, it's asleep. Is it gonna be asleep long enough?
It'll be plenty fine.
All right.
anyways,
Yeah. So
so I
I'll
pull
take
out
that.
1 gold. I say, let's hear that assessment.
Oh,
Puts his hand
We
out.
can get a second opinion.
Catches
It'd be
it.
like nice to know what he knows.
all right. Yeah. I'll bring it over.
I don't trust him.
Does
I'm
anybody want to be
I'm
the
gonna
official
grip my
treasurer?
staff once
Does
you
anybody
hand
want to
it
take the 300?
He holds on
Yeah, I
to
have
it,
the 300.
Okay.
and as you start just like reeling it, just layer after layer,
I'll pay
just
out of my
piling it into his hands, he eventually kind of just like drops his arms onto the counter, and pulling one arm out from underneath, drops his goggles onto his face, looks at them, starts shaking them around at the counter, and then slowly brings his head down to it. And you can see as he props his large rodent ears to it, he starts shaking them around just a little bit, and then more violently. And after a few more just kind of visual and kind of audio tests, he walks over, grabs a vial, and drops this light blue liquid onto it. And you watch as it just kind of beads up and falls off of it. 700 gold, and I don't tell you a thing.
That's not what we paid
Did
for.
you not pay?
We didn't pay for the value. We paid for the information.
It's useful to anyone, sure, but I specifically am in need of parts, pieces, components, things of the sort right now, and frankly, it's been harder for me to get out of these parts lately. This is mithril.
Mithril.
Not the cheap stuff that they try to sell in the cities. Not mithril. This is mithril. Pure. This is the good stuff.
The mithril.
Light, sleek, shiny, easy to work. Mithril.
The amount of times your phone is falling
I usually have
gets
a
us so out
tablet.
of character.
My tablet is not working today.
So
Sorry, let's get back in.
I've heard of this mithril.
Right.
The people of my village have spoken about it greatly. It's very popular amongst my kind.
Of course.
Yes. 5,000 gold.
Not a chance, buddy.
Where else are you gonna find it?
Oh, I have my ways, friend.
I think we're done here, guys. We got our rope, we got our net, we got our gold.
We may bring it back one day.
And we got our mithril.
And if you need help getting out of the town and getting somewhere else, we'll see you again soon too. It doesn't. There's more than one way, one path to success.
Cleave.
Nods up. They're a bit busy, but I can find helpful hands. No worries.
There is much we need to discuss.
Very good. Thank you so much for your service. Again, I'm Oz. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
If you have it, chances are, I want it. See you soon.
I want to change that slogan. It's a little odd. When he closes the door and we Do we walk kind of like outside of the shop?
Yeah, I would say so. I say we walk away.
Cleave, I wanted to talk to you about this because they are your father's chains. Or what could be your father's chains. We can go to a blacksmith and we can forge things out of this mithril.
A blacksmith. I can do it.
You can do it.
I can.
You're a smith.
Yes.
And you couldn't identify the mithril.
Well,
Are you beginner?
Smith in training, yes.
Smith in training, and we should trust you with something so valuable.
It's got a point.
I don't know how soon we'll be going back. Firstly, they've been useful to us so far now, and we didn't even know the half of it.
Mm-hmm.
But if touching the floor in that place could give us a night's rest, if touching a wall could give you insights into things and powers and whatever else, if the temple requested these chains that are worth what they are, who knows what we'd get out of that? Who knows if we'd even have to give them up? Maybe it just opens something for us, and then we still have the chains. I wouldn't destroy them.
Well, it's not destroying them, it's...
We
Giving
need them to
them
still
another
be
use.
chains, because that's what they've requested. My father.
I agree with Cleave. I think we should keep the chains.
They can stay as chains, but a different kind of chain. Chain mail.
Mm.
Listen,
I think we can readdress...
this could have been avoided. Okay?
Pointing at the bloodied wound on his side.
I agree we need to work on our strategy in battle, but
And I look at you, I say, can you even wear mithril?
Well, given that mithril is extremely light,
Yes, but
I
is
should
it
still
not
remain
heavy
nimble.
armor?
There are
Well, it depends on what
technicalities that
you
you
create.
would know about, but otherwise, I would say that would definitely require some sort of check. Let's see.
That's a good one. Yeah, what is that?
Yeah, I'm gonna say. I will say an
Tools.
intelligence check with your proficiency, given the fact that you have the forge tools.
My proficiency. Well, luckily, my intelligence is incredibly average.
Okay.
D20 plus my proficiency. Okay. And we have a whopping 7.
Nice.
Very good.
why are you still using that dice?
Nothing new to you in terms of you've probably heard of this material and everything seems to check out, but otherwise, as far as working it, it's definitely not something you've worked. It's not something
not. I would've said that.
you've dealt with hands-on, and to know its exact qualities as far as how it affects different equipment.
Yeah.
It's genuinely hard to say specifically.
Okay.
So, nothing new.
well,
Well, we
shall
are
we
300
find
gold.
our own way?
We are 300 gold richer.
I think we need to start making our way towards the desert. And
We might just have to track this. I don't know. He had a stupid name,
Sandwalker?
whatever his name was.
Oh, Gene.
mm-hmm.
Gene
Stupid.
Canuto. Yes.
We might just have to track him, whatever direction. What? This might be an out of the. What did they say?
You know, it was
far.
far east, well beyond anywhere that you guys have traveled through the sands.
Oh, this is not like he got kidnapped here last week.
No,
we
he
have a
went to
good idea
investigate
of where he
something.
was,
No,
right?
he went to
Yeah,
investigate and he
an-
went missing.
Yes.
And supposedly, if I remember correctly, there was a chasm.
I've
right?
had so many misunderstandings.
There was a chasm, and I
It's closer to
believe
Gracht.
it could be believed that he may have fallen into the chasm. I think that's speculation, right?
He went to investigate at the bottom of the chasm.
Well,
Because
yeah, and he never came back.
there's-
Great.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the issue, is that there's
There
no way
was
for us to get to
something
Grox
about-
without those creatures.
And yeah,
What was it about
right
the
next to Grox.
thing that he was looking for in there? What was it?
I don't believe
Just
you were ever
treasure?
informed specifically, other than to note that he is an archaeologist.
Yeah, I thought there was like a word that someone found something or went deep, and then he was trying to like go deeper and find more or something. You did say
There
something.
was. So I specifically noted that other people hadn't been crazy enough. I'm trying to remember exactly what I told you guys on that matter. But obviously, being an archaeologist, he had heard that there was something, and or found out in some way that there was something going on down there that was worth studying. And it is very close to the nation of Gracht.
Yeah.
Yes, the Orcish nation of Grax.
I'll have to replay the last episode.
Gracht.
So let's just start
Plum.
heading that way, and we'll do what we do best and figure it
On
out as we
foot.
go.
We could have prevented
Oh.
so much. Oh, at least we have 300 gold now.
If it's not what I thought it was, it's not as close as I thought it was. We could just do the original task. Why don't we just go hunt the things? That's my specialty as well as it is his.
Yes, and you can track them, can't you, Cleave?
Yeah,
Let's
it's
go.
an easy one.
Let's just do it. We're the four horsemen. It's written in our destiny. We will find mounts.
Did he say the name of the mount of the one he's recommending?
Sandwalkers.
They're called
yeah.
sandwalkers.
Mhm.
Have I heard of them? Do I know what they are? Do I know if they're
did
actual
we not
animals?
see them when
I'm trying
the
to think
goblins
if you definitely saw them.
Are they the
I'm trying to remember
turtles?
if they had a turtle-like quality from a certain angle.
Oh, they're the turtles.
Oh.
Maybe we did see those things.
You, I believe. I'm trying to remember.
These-
I wish I could just automatically remember every single roll ever built up, but I don't believe you are familiar with them. No.
But we did see them when the horde of goblins was coming towards us.
And
These
we
They
already,
were
Sandwalkers.
pulling their sleds.
They
Right?
were around there. They weren't the ones
Oh,
pulling the sleds.
got it. Never mind.
didn't we get some information
were the
from
orcs.
Oz on exactly like they come out at night, right?
They enjoy. They
Morning.
typically walk at dawn.
At dawn. Okay, so we have an idea of what time they come out.
And then
We
I
just
look
didn't get
up
a-
and what time is it?
It's getting closer to midday.
All right.
So much has happened. All right.
These sandwalkers, they're natural beasts, correct? Not any kind of monstrosity or anything.
You talking to
He's-
Oz?
Yeah.
He's not
Oz is
even
gone.
here.
Yeah.
Wait, did we
left,
leave?
We left
yeah.
Oz, yeah.
We really left?
Yeah.
We're in the middle of the village. Well, I suppose.
What if we just do it?
Just go.
We just go.
Let's go. Let's feel it.
Danger's our middle name.
That's right. The four danger horsemen.
Yeah.
We're about to be the four endangered horsemen.
Not if Cleave has anything to say about
Not
that.
if I- We should sit down for a minute first, though.
He's like putting a lot of pressure on
maybe just take a breather. I've still got.
No, but it's only been half a day, Cleave.
No, I just mean like to tie my wound, and I point at
Oh,
my bleeding arm.
Not only that, but
Is Oz
To
the,
grab a
like the
bite
general
to
store,
eat.
pretty much?
Basically.
Oh man.
we
Okay.
could do that. I only have 2 good berries left, and I'm all magicked out for today.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever we can do to find some food to eat, a place to rest, maybe not in the Waking Dawn Guild Hall. I'd like to avoid Rowan for just a little bit of time.
Well, I say we find a nice place for camp outside of this area, and also a place where we can.
I don't need to sleep. Well,
Well, no.
maybe if we're gonna do it for the morning. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah, so
okay.
we'll look, since dawn is when they come out, we should maybe find a nice place to set up camp, and we can search during dawn for these riders, and then the next morning we'll make our way whether we found some or not.
I mean,
What do you guys think?
should we camp or at least find a tavern somewhere, an inn?
Well, we need to be
You want to be near.
we
near
want to
them
be in a
when you
place
start.
that they will be found. You know, if we just camp here again, we're gonna have to wait till next dawn.
That is true, but just as likely as we had to find sandwalkers, we're likely to find spiders as well.
And all the other dangers of the desert.
And the goblins.
That too.
Well, so maybe we turn in early and we just go out in the middle of the night, start the trek, or the early morning.
Well, then,
Yes.
yeah, because the nighttime is
Before
when the spiders
sun
come out.
comes up.
So, tavern?
Off to the tavern we go.
All right.
You guys start to wander about in hopes of finding such an abode. And luckily,
Oh, okay.
find your way to a sign that seems to say "in" with an arrow pointing inward. However, you can very clearly note that the top half of this building seems to still be currently under construction and not quite able to house many, at the very least.
This place must be busy. If I don't even see where the exit door is.
I look around to keep
just the
account of
indoor.
Rumgar.
He's just beside you, just kind of like looking up.
Is
Alright,
the
just
construction
making
like
sure he's
new
still with
construction
us.
or rebuild?
New construction, nothing overhead, no signs of immediate damage.
Okay.
Okay. Let's at least see what's going on here.
I'm going to walk in.
You
Yeah.
walk in, you're greeted by a lovely young lady, high-waisted skirt,
Is there
beautiful
music going
blouse, blue ribbon tied up at the neck. Her hair is brown.
With a messy bun?
He's
She looks to you all. Oh, welcome.
How are you today?
Decent.
Do you two know each other?
Hardly.
Well, this is uncomfortable enough.
We've crossed paths.
Okay. I'll buy the first round, gentlemen.
I'm
4
afraid
ales, please.
the drinks are very limited currently. If you
What
don't
do you
mind, we
have?
have water.
Sure.
And
So sorry.
water.
That's right.
We said the drinks are limited, but you didn't say they're gone.
The adventurers around here, they don't often take to outside things. It seems terribly poor for the physique. So we made sure to start with water.
Wait, so adventurers only drink things that are good for them?
I mean, many of them. I mean, have you seen some of them? They're incredible.
Yeah, I mean, sure, but they don't, enjoy themselves ever?
I suppose that varies person to person.
Wow. No
I'm sorry,
wine
what-
or nothing.
What was that name that you wanted me so terribly to spread again?
Oh, now you want to know.
Please.
Wait, you said you want her to spread a name around town?
Yes.
Whose?
Can I whisper in your ear?
Oh my god.
I believe that the Waking Dawn accepts certain travelers here and there. Good day to you.
That was awkward. Rodrick? Why'd you do that?
I don't understand what's wrong with that.
Rodrick, I was actually out of water from all the tricks we've been doing with my move water ability. I needed water.
I mean, after everything we've been through,
I'll go get us some
All right.
waters.
The
Find
least-
us a table.
So
least we could do is number
I did she walk away or she's still there?
She's
walked
still there, just kind of like
Oh.
backed away a little bit more,
Okay.
feeling
I
closed off
push
in body language.
everyone out, and I say, I am terribly sorry. And your name is?
Kara.
Clara.
Kara.
Kara. Well, my name is Arlyn.
I wanted him to keep doing it more.
We are the 4 Horsemen, and we are getting ready for a long journey. We just need a place to rest, as well as some refreshment.
Make a persuasion check.
All right.
I'm gonna whisper to Cleave. Leave it to Arlyn to just rid me of all dramatic
day.
effect.
I'm getting new dice.
I'm just kidding, Rodrick.
7.
I think you are
7.
one of the worst rollers that I've
Hey,
ever played.
can we
with.
not?
I don't know what's going on with you guys with the non-combat stuff. I'm telling you, it's just not happening.
Nat 20. I'm stealing your dice.
Yeah, what's up, David? Something's up with your dice.
Stealing your dice.
If
I'm
only-
cursed.
Is that wish.com? Is that where you found this? Timu?
No more of my Vine dice.
She kind of looks to you and she says, "Please understand. My husband is away currently, and your friend has made me desperately uncomfortable. I cannot accept lodging.
I will keep
At
him
this
in
time.
check. I guarantee you will
I
not see
can
him without
accept
me.
the majority of you, if that is what you so please."
Mm. Unfortunately, we cannot leave our 4th member behind.
As is very noble of you. I do wish that all of your party members shared such nobility.
Well, can we at the very least find refreshment here and then be out of your hair?
Very well, then. And she pulls a series of glasses and starts pulling glass after glass. And looking down at Rumgar, she kind of takes pause for a moment. Looks at Cleave for a second, looks at the lot of you.
We're not bunch, but we mean well.
You hear this like thump as she starts pouring, and she slides over a very, very small glass of milk to Rumgar.
Where was this milk a minute ago? I thought it was just water.
Well,
Where'd you get this milk?
I had some for myself for lunch, but it is not something we sell here.
Oh.
It's not something you sell.
Just being hospitable for the child.
No, it is
Wait.
not something I sell.
What did Rodrick whisper in my ear?
Nothing. He never got the chance.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
never let me.
No, in my ear.
Oh, and
You were
I don't
whispering to
remember.
me, and I made a joke about like being like her, but then
I don't remember. So, how much access to milk do you have?
Oh well, the great procurer of things. There's a man across the way. He's simply fantastic. He seems to be able to get whatever it is you desire. His name is Osmanthus.
Oh,
Well, we know
Asmandus.
Oz. You know
Oz. Again.
Oh, Oz is short for Osmandus.
Yes.
Duh.
He provides your milk.
He's licking out a mug.
He houses a series of creatures, big and small. He has an unusual range of them. He has odd contraptions and whirrings.
oh, so
Things,
now he houses some. I'm sorry.
Is he the only shop in town?
well, yes, currently.
He's monopolized this entire town.
He's looking to start his own merchant guild.
I can't stand this place. We're not accepted anywhere. We're not accepted in the merchantry shop. We're not accepted here in the local tavern.
Did you try whispering in his ear?
Rodrick, I am very sorry to burst your bubble. You are not accepted here.
Oh, what do you mean?
She's not a fan of yours.
What?
Maybe if you sing a little song, you might win her over.
What's the name of this? What's the name of this inn?
I believe I've heard plenty from you, but
What's
thank
the
you
name of
so-
this inn?
So very, very kindly.
What is
I
the
do-
name of this inn?
Roll an
Alright.
intimidation check for
Oh,
me.
yeah,
What are we doing?
dude. Nat 20.
No, that'd be crazy. 12.
She kind of taken aback for a moment. Lydell Inn.
Lydell.
That's right. It's my family name.
I wish
How
this
to
was
rhyme.
Rowan's wife.
Lydell.
That would be
You wish this
epic.
was whose wife?
Rowan's wife.
Oh, no.
And that
no
would
way.
be so amazing. You just see him start coming down from the staircase.
No, there's no way Rowan's married, dude. He's insufferable.
Just the sweetest joy of a husband. Yes, my dear sweet pea. I love you so much.
And also, his last name is Oakley, and her last name is Lydell.
Ah, he takes note.
Aha!
Could be hyphened.
Amazing.
Quickly like that. Okay. I'll work on something.
I don't know what that means.
I'll work on something for you.
Please don't. I'm quite all right. Please.
Okay. I can get your names out to the masses. Provide advertising.
Mr. Arlyn, sir.
Yes.
Please.
Rodrick.
Why is there fear in her eyes?
Rodrick. Listen. Let me have a talk with you the way you had a talk with me. Sometimes you say too much.
Too much singing. Never heard of that.
Now listen, Rodrick, it's not about the singing. Sometimes you say all of the right things, especially when we are in the proper political business meetings. But when it comes to the women and the harassment, sometimes you may cross the line just a little bit.
Well, I never intended to harass. Is that really what... Is that what you felt? You thought I harassed you?
Just kind of shrinks
Hey.
back for a moment behind the
Please.
counter.
I'm sorry, this place is rubbing off on me. I'm starting to get qualities very similar to Rowan. Maybe I should take a rest. Maybe you guys should actually stay here, and maybe I should go somewhere else. I don't want to bring down the mood of the group. And we're with child, and you would turn us away. It's wild.
Again,
She
she's
looks
not
around
turning
at this
us
group
away.
of men,
A group of men with a
looks
child.
down at the child. Are you quite all right, boy? He's just kind of like kicking his feet at the counter, sitting at like this stool, and drinking away at his milk now as he looks up at her. Rumgar, protect. We are 4 horsemen.
That we are.
She says,
If I apologize, will that change things?
he says, yes.
Oh, Romgar.
Dang it, that was good.
That was awesome.
And she looks to you and she's, I'm terribly sorry. We cannot accommodate such a large group at this time.
So everybody but Rodrick you can accommodate?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, well, I guess we'll just have to go figure something out. I'm gonna walk out of the inn, leave you guys inside,
Good day.
and then suddenly back in walks a bald...
Walks what?
Wait, what?
a bald 5 foot...
Oh my god,
kind of like a dwarf-looking creature with like a beard.
Just, oh, welcome, sir, to the Lydell Inn.
I was looking for room to board.
She looks around at everyone.
He's more than welcome to room with us.
Please do excuse me for one moment. And she looks. Sir, do you know these people?
I've never met them, but they seem like decent people.
If you don't mind, just giving us one moment. Thank you all. She says,
Sure.
sir, if you don't mind, and takes you to like a little hall off the side of the bar that kind of extends behind the counter.
Kind of waddle there.
Almost.
Right over there.
She says, sir, is it just for you?
Well, I was looking just for me, but after seeing that group, they seem like they could protect me pretty well. I could...
Sir, I wouldn't suggest that just yet. There is a fine establishment just across the way. They're called the Waking Dawn, and they have so many strong warriors. They're great protectors of this city, of this village, rather. In fact,
And I'm sure they would be more than happy to do you a great service, sir. Our stay is 2 silver per night, if that's okay with you.
I would rather stay with you. No, not you. In your establishment. I enjoy your establishment.
Oh my god, dude, I don't catch a break with this woman.
You have to leave, come back as someone else. Try it third time.
Rodrick's a menace. It's
The rest of the session is just going to be Rodrick trying to win this person over.
Oh, I'm dying.
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage because this woman is not doing too hot right now. She's really not feeling it.
The voice of the 4 horsemen.
I rolled 2 18s.
Oh,
Nice.
My persuasion is +5, so 23.
wow.
She said, "Oh, forgive me. I didn't mean it. Of course, sir. I'm sorry. Actually, special first night stay. One silver. Right this way, sir. If that's all right with you."
Sounds good. You see from behind me, I reach into my hand, but my hand actually goes seemingly into my body.
like a PS1 video game.
It completely breaks the illusion. I take out 1 silver.
Oh my god.
Okay, so Arlyn.
She stares, looks up at you, and just third room on the right, sir.
And my friends.
I will be sure to get in touch with the Waking Dawn on your behalf, sir.
The Lord in the front.
Sir, they're not. I don't believe
crazy
they're
people.
for sale. If that, I don't know that they're quite up to whatever protection task they. Perhaps I can speak to them, and if they're still around in the morning, then I will send them your way.
Okay, just ensure they stay in this building. I need protection.
We shall certainly see. Thank you, sir.
And she just kind of walks off. Wait, paper. Just turns around and heads back towards you guys.
So Arlyn, in our conversation at our table, was like, I really feel bad about kicking Rodrick.
Yeah, I really think I should go and try to figure something out for him.
Yeah.
I can't believe he just walked out. I can't. I walk out. Rodrick,
I go,
you don't have to sleep on the streets.
Nowhere to be seen as you call out for your friend who
wow.
clearly just cast aside, seems to have vanished into the streets of Rudon Village.
He really needs to learn how to talk to the women.
He needs to learn how to talk to anybody.
Well, yes, that is true. Sometimes he's a little bit too forward, a little bit too invasive.
Kara
Exactly.
kind of leans forward.
I'm really terribly sorry about your friend, but I do hope you understand. There are certain limitations, certain obstacles that we cannot necessarily overcome. This is a business, but it is also a place of security, of ensuring that patrons and employees and things of the like are all safe, that we feel safe.
So we can get a room here still?
Of course.
How much for all of us?
I would suggest 2 rooms, at which it would be 2 silver per room per night.
No
Gonna
problem.
Take out 2 silver.
I'll pay for the other 2 silver.
Very good. And I will set you just across the way from that other man. There are very few patrons. It should be relatively quiet, but we do ask that, of course, you not... and she kind of looks at Arlyn with his sword and shield, and she says, yes, that you would, of course, keep the peace, and that any rowdiness be taken either
outside the village limits, or simply depending on the Waking Dawn's, I suppose, M.O.?
Most definitely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your hospitality, Kara.
Of course. And she walks back over and she grabs a quick parchment at the desk before walking down the hall and showing you guys the 2 rooms towards the end of the hall, but fairly close to where this unusual dwarvish man just was placed. And she hands parchment. She says, "As you are the one paying, would you mind just signing your name here?"
Yes, no problem. And I sign the 4 horsemen for the very first time. And I tell her, I am incredibly sorry about our friend.
That's quite all right.
He means well, but sometimes he chooses the wrong words and does the wrong things.
Very well then. And she looks down and she says, the 4 horsemen. Very well then, Mr. Arlyn.
Yes.
And you. And she looks down at Rumgar along with you 3 and she says, enjoy your stay, 4 horsemen.
Thanks.
And she walks back off towards the desk once more.
And is Cleave back?
I was just
Oh,
wondering
I'm
if
sorry.
I could.
You're not there. Forgive me.
I was wondering if I could navigate us through a fast-forwarded interaction I would like to have.
Okay.
All right. I've got the rustic hospitality feature where like people right, and I know it's unnecessary, but just like for the humor of the situation, I would like to arrive back into the place with a guy that's just like, or somebody that's just willing to take him in for the night, just like that. I will have just like been shooting the breeze while I'm walking around, like, hey, have you seen like a half elf man? He's about this tall. He's got red hair. And as I like meet and talk to people, I'm eventually just like, yeah, we got into that skirmish at the front of the fort, and he fought well, but he hasn't had a good relationship with one of the members of the Breaking Dawn, and it's just been really tough. And then they, for some reason, they won't let him stay at the place. You think you could let him stay at, blah, blah, blah.
You,
And then I just
yeah, I'll give like a slight something, but I'll add a little touch to it. You meet up with a construction worker, a man by the name of Luigi.
nice.
And
In our home game, this construction guy's name is Mario. I want people to know. Unreal.
And Luigi, he looks to you and he's like, "Oh yeah, of course. There's so much going on around here, and and he kind of looks to you and he says, and I heard about your peoples, and it's not been looking too hot. And listen, he says, it's not perfect just yet, but there's a place that's not quite livable. We just haven't signed off on it yet, but definitely for one night stay, if you wanted to just kind of hang out there for a time, it's definitely got everything set."
Oh, that'd be perfect. Do you know about the Stormwind incident? The Stairwind incident?
No.
Okay.
What do you mean?
What about my people did you hear?
I heard yours is going extinct.
What happened to them? Mama!
Buddy. He starts feeling around. You can see he's got like this massive like fanny pack, this massive square pack on his back. He kind of pulls around to the front. He starts grabbing around as though he's searching for something. He's like, I don't have. And he kind of hands you this small like bar of sorts. He's, listen, buddy, it's just dried meats, but please just stop crying. I don't know too much about it. I don't know. It's just hearsay. I don't know. And not seen too many of you people.
Why can't let that happen? We have to find Rodrick.
I don't know about your friend Rodrick, but listen, if you maybe, I don't know, bring it to the people at the Waking Dawn. They've got like the sound powers and stuff, They'll be fine. They can call out like something to them.
I take the meat and I dab my eyes. Thank you.
The meat.
Thank you for your
I'm so
kindness.
sorry, bud. Yeah. And he kind of shows you off to the corner where there's this beat up little shack of a building where inside is actually surprisingly nice, and you take it that they're still working on the outside. He's like, hey, listen, just note that we're not working on this one today, but we do start back tomorrow. So just be real careful about your stay, okay?
Thank you for your kindness.
Yeah, of course. I'm so sorry about the people, and I didn't mean to spring it on you like that. It's just good luck with Rodrick.
I'm gonna burst through the saloon doors or whatever. just like, I found Rodrick a place to stay, but I'm going extinct.
Wait, what? What? Where'd you hear that?
What do you mean?
Extinct. Are you sick?
No, not stink. Extinct. It means no more Cleave's people.
Is that true? There's not a lot of us left.
Where'd you hear that from?
Luigi.
You mean the half orcs are going extinct?
Orcs, maybe? I don't know. I haven't even checked on my family. And now Luigi told me to go. And I don't even know where Rodrick is. We're always so falling apart.
At this point, I'm gonna literally be standing in the group, but I'm still unrecognizable.
Still the door?
I'm still
Just looking up at you all.
Arlyn goes, we met this.
I never chose a name.
Rumgar just kind of looks across to you and just like finally somebody closer to his height. And
This guy seems
are you wearing
pretty,
like armor or anything?
pretty Cool.
No, it's just it's kind of similar tattered clothes. I'm not very creative.
I go, strangely similar style to our friend.
Cleave, we don't know if this guy knows anything about your people. He could be talking about another group. And, the world is so vast. We have no idea. I don't think you should harp on that feeling.
You really think so?
They're still out there, Cleave. I promise.
Like Rodrick. We can't go extinct.
What?
That's on your arm. Cleave. Bad news. Everyone's dead.
What?
I break my meat in half and I hand half of it to him and I just start dabbing my eyes. We'll be okay, buddy.
Wait, what do you mean?
Why is everyone crying?
Who are you?
Rodrick.
Huh?
Wait,
You have the
Rodrick?
same name as my friend.
Rodrick? Is that you?
Yes.
What's
You're a
wrong with your
genius.
voice?
She'll never recognize you. It's perfect.
Maybe next time you should
Cleave.
change your clothes.
That's Rodrick.
I'll go with go extinct. I'll give you a hug.
You're clipping into me, you're clipping into me.
Everything's nice.
Not dead.
I
not
see
dead.
through the. Now that I know it's.
And there's this
I
like
see through- I see your
strange
face.
thing where you like go in to hug me, but you kind of like bump into my head, which is invisible because my illusion is shorter than me, but you can still touch me.
Amazing. So you all start to note that like you guys are kind of out in the halls in this area and start to kind of slowly scurry in towards the bedroom that you've been granted.
Yes, please. Let's gather inside.
Regardless, butcher, kill orcs. Orcs die a lot.
Butcher is one person?
Yes, but is there not a great nation called Grokt? And that is filled with orcs.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
We will deal with Butcher later. Tonight we sleep.
Okay.
It's only like a little bit after midday.
I think that's being generous, to be honest.
Yeah, but What is it, like 2 o'clock?
It's like it's about midday, which I won't define too clearly, given how long things have taken and the fact that they may not actually have that system here. So I will just give a general time span, but it's about midday currently.
It's about midday currently.
Regardless, if we are meant to wake up very, very early, we could get a lot of rest.
We sleep now, regardless.
Well, we should. Yeah.
I only have about 30 minutes left of this.
Oh, well, yeah, you should probably get up to the room then. I guess I'll stay with you tonight.
Rumgar pokes you.
Or tried to poke and realized there was nothing
Yeah,
there.
he has to like go through and he's just like clearly like thrown off about it.
We sleep now, and then we must sneak out.
Or you can recast it again. Or not.
Just sneak out.
We might need.
I think we could use it.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna down my water.
Yeah. Well, as soon as we get inside the room, then I'll just at least start the makings of a short rest. I'll start bandaging us and all that.
Rumgar leans over to Cleave. Not real.
No, that's something he can do. I did forget about that too. I was looking for him for a bit.
I don't like.
You don't like? Look at him closely. When you know it's not real. No, look at him. Look at him. No, I'm just kidding. No. And when you know it's not real, you can see the truth. Look a little bit higher than his head. Look at it. You see him?
So it's trying his best to make it out. Weird.
Yeah. It's just something he can do.
Yes. It is weird.
As I'm we're walking, right? Still currently?
You made it into the
we're
room.
in the room,
You're
we're in
We
chilling.
made it into the room? Okay. Well, you'll see me in the corner holding the drum and doing the faces into the side of the drum. As the dwarf.
Doing the faces?
He does not like this one bit. Rumgar's clearly thrown.
What is it like? You're
no.
just making faces at it?
No, I sometimes what I like to do is I like to sit in the corner and hold my drum up to my face and practice my expressions.
Oh yes, I forgot about this.
You know?
Okay.
As a dwarf, though.
But
Yes.
as a
Except
dwarf.
he has to hold it
Trying
down
all
here
of his
at chest.
personalities. Wow,
Hold it on
yeah,
his
angled.
chest.
Yeah.
That's funny. All right. As you're sitting there just practicing expressions and everyone's slowly kind of unwinding and healing, patching up and everything, Rumgar just kind of holds close to Cleave. We sleep?
Well, we at least sit down for a moment. Do you actually all want to just go straight to sleep right now?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. Well, then that's what we'll do.
Noting that Rumgar obviously did not sleep well last night, having just been laid against the doorpost, trying his best to stay awake as much as possible. He just kind of slowly takes off his father's massive armor, drops it onto the ground, lowers the paddle to go with it, and slowly just crawls up into the bed, just claiming the whole thing all his own.
Well,
And
we do have 3
immediately
rooms.
Passes out.
Well, we have 3 rooms, so he can have this bed, I guess. I'll room with you, Rodrick.
Sounds good.
Where's Barry through this all?
Oh, he's just been chilling in my robe the whole time.
Nice. Okay, just kind of
They don't like him
under
in
there.
this area, so
Very nice, very nice.
I don't want to, especially in front of Oz, who try to buy him.
Mm.
So,
I was really considering that for a time.
yeah, just chilling.
Okay. As you guys go your separate ways, each kind of gearing up to rest properly, each
Assuming
with your
you-
own
Take room with Rumgar.
winding down.
Yeah, let's go to the other bed.
Oh.
Well, no, he has to be in here.
I'll take my own room then.
I'll probably just get the other room. I'll just go by myself.
Okay. Nice.
What about Rumgar though?
Rumgar's with
He's in
Roderick.
this bed. There's 2 beds per room.
Uh,
That's working.
not in his room.
Oh, that's true.
No.
How are we splitting this?
It's alright. We're down the hallway. Just come over here.
Okay, go
We're
into
gonna
the
leave him behind this.
No, I don't know about leaving
No,
him
I'm gonna
alone.
take. I'm pick him up. I'm gonna do the dad thing. I'm gonna pick him up and carry him to another bed.
There you go.
Okay. And as you do so, slowly winding down for the day into night, you guys find yourselves resting up nicely and carefully trying your best not to stain this lovely lady's sheets. All of the blood of you goblins, wargs, and whatever
I
else.
still do like the short rest equivalent first. I like, like manage myself and then just like sit for a while and just rest up before I go to sleep.
Nice. You guys finally get a little bit more peace apart from the waking dawn. Now in a place all your own for a brief time. No fear of spying, no
Good rest.
mumbling, no yelling down the corridors. Just actual proper rest. And with that,
Finally.
we'll probably give a little bit of a summary next time around, but I think that's a fantastic time for us to get some rest here in person.
Yes, for the next few weeks.
Ah, yes. But by technicality, because I mean, obviously, as the people know, everything will be released accordingly.
No, the
But
other.
Well, we have the 2-shot.
We have the two.
The two
Yeah.
shot plus 2 more weeks of rest.
oh, that's
that's
true. I forgot we're going to be taking a little bit longer break after that.
Yes, we do have the holidays coming up.
Yeah, that's a big one because it's what, Christmas Eve into New Year's Eve. Is that accurate?
That's right,
Yep,
and
those
they
are
land
both
on
Tuesdays.
I am thinking we try to figure something out. Maybe run a full marathon on those 2 Tuesdays of the sessions that we've been having
That'd be pretty fun.
Do we get a gift
for
when we
people that
come
need to
back?
catch up.
Do we get a Christmas gift?
We'll see how the 2-shot goes.
Yeah. Oh, Tuesday.
We're all
Not gonna
gonna
be
die.
very holiday-like.
It's gonna be great.
But maybe we get a holiday session when we come back.
Very, very cool. All right. Well,
Great.
we have discussed it. We'll see. We don't
see
know
what happens.
quite
We'll see.
what we
We'll
have
see.
in store just yet, but at least we know that the next 2 sessions, as long as everybody doesn't die in session 1, are going to be geared towards Dragos.
Dragos.
And did you actually give a name for the other one? I don't remember how much you told
The
the
Veil.
people.
Yes,
okay.
I did.
Okay,
The
Dragos
Veil.
and the Veil. Coming up next week with Manny DMing. Guys, I'm so excited. This guy goes so hard on so many things, and as you can already tell from the fact that he's talking about the music and the whatever else. Guys, it's going to be great.
It's gonna be
great.
awesome.
And remember, you don't need to.
I'm very
You don't
nervous.
need to know every single session leading up to it. This is more just a standalone thing that will still impact the world. So,
Yes.
by all means, first and foremost, spread the word. But beyond that, as we'll probably be releasing polls and things of the sort, let us know as time goes on which side you think's gonna end up victorious between
Yes.
Dragos or the Veil. With that, we love you guys. Have a great week. Happy Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, whatever holidays
All the
seem to
holidays.
come in between all of the breaks that we seem to be hitting here. And God bless you guys.
Good night.
Hey guys, my name's Tristan. Now before you go, I just wanted to stop and talk for just a brief moment. Life gets hard, and I think we all see that very regularly, and for people like me, sometimes we get defensive in the trials, but we're called to do good instead. You see, we can be the change in this world, and so I want to encourage you today to do something good this week. You see, God actually rewards those who do good, and we see that in the day-to-day, but we don't always understand it, and a lot of people make references to Hindu principles and other worldly concepts such as karma, where we talk about these things, but we don't fully understand the root of it all. You see, karma is about reincarnation, and obviously isn't anything true, yet the Bible teaches in God's godly wisdom that those rewards come from the good deeds that God blesses you for. You see, God is always trying to reward those that he loves. Ephesians 6:8 says, knowing that whatever good anyone does, this he will receive back from the Lord.
Likewise, Proverbs 11:25 says, "Whoever brings blessing will be enriched, and one who waters will himself be watered." Galatians 6:7, "Do not be deceived, God is not mocked, for whatever one sows, that will he also reap." Next up, 2 Corinthians 9:6, the point is this: whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows bountifully will also reap bountifully. Now, obviously this goes on and is a very common theme throughout the Word of God, but the simple truth is this: God loves you, and He loves it when you show that same amount of love, that same attention, that same affection towards your own brothers, towards your own neighbors, towards your own friends, family, and so on. Whether that be a coworker or a stranger, it's always important to try to do something good. Not just because it's rewarded in the long term, but because there's something special about that. We are called to be in communion one with another, and we're called, of course, then, to love. Now, James 1:12 states, "Blessed is the man who remains steadfast under trial, for when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life, which God has promised to those who love him." We are promised an eternal reward beyond just the good, the simple, day-to-day, mundane benefits here and there. And while those are lovely, there is always something more that we strive for in perfection, in aiming to live an entire life, the rest of eternity, in love one with another, but also with God, where we get to cherish that time together. Guys, continue to do good, continue to be good, and I'll see you back here next week. This has been this week's Divine Inspiration.